Good day, we are the Group 4 and we will discuss on what to include in a summary.
Before we discuss the last topic, let us recall first what is summary. So, summary is a summary shortens a text while keeping the main ideas. It communicates only the essential facts of the original text. Summarizing is not equal to paraphrasing. Summarizing focuses on key points. Purpose helps reader understand quickly and clearly. Importance of summarizing helps students study and review efficiently, makes research writing easier, improves reading comprehension, allows faster recall of key details.
So, what to include in a summary? So, first, include the title and the author. We need to include the title and the author para makahibaw taon sa atong gi-summarize. For example, ang title sa atong gi-summarize nga text is Romeo and Juliet. Moto ang title sa story, and then ang author kay si William Shakespeare. So, the second one to include in a summary is to mention the thesis or the main idea. Example nga na is, ang main idea sa Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare is that true love can be powerful but also destructive when mixed with hatred and family conflict. So that is the main idea nga i-include sa summary. So the next is, keep subsections organized. So, keep subsection organized means dapat klaro og sunod-sunod ang flow sa summary. So, each part should connect smoothly and masabtan sa reader og unsay main idea. Dili dapat magsagol-sagol ang events or ideas, so kinahanglan siya orderly and logical. So, for example, nag-summarize ta sa Romeo and Juliet. So, para to keep subsections organized, mo start ta sa introduction. Mautong two lovers from rival families. And then, mo go ta sa conflict, mo nang their families don't approve their love. And then, ang ending, mo na to ang last, their tragic death ends the family feud. So, by following the order, your summary is organized and easy to understand. So, number 4, on what to include in a summary. So, omit unnecessary examples. Omit unnecessary examples means dili nato apilon ang mga example nga dili importante sa main idea sa story. Kung mag-summary ta, dapat diretso ra sa point. Dili na labis nga details or scenes nga wala na ilabot sa main message. So, number 5, avoid opinions or personal reactions. So, avoid opinions or personal reactions mean dili na to isagol atong kaugalingong feeling or side sa summary. Dapat based lang sa story itself, not on what we think or feel about. So, for example, og naghimo ta sa summary sa Romeo and Juliet, dili na to isulat nga, I think si Juliet kay naghimo og bad decision or I feel sad for Romeo. Instead, moingon ta nga Romeo and Juliet's love ended tragically because of their family's conflict. So, mao to, factual, neutral, and walay personal opinion. Lastly, avoid plagiarism. Use your own words. So, avoid plagiarism means dili na to kopyahon diretso ang word sa author. Dapat gyud gamiton ang atong kaugalingong word sa pagsulat sa summary. This shows honesty and originality. So, medyo pare-pareha ang opinions or personal reactions. So, ang difference nila kay ang personal opinions or reactions means dili isagol ang atong gibate or opinion nato sa story. Dapat neutral ra. While ang avoid plagiarism nga katong mag-use sa imong own words, ayaw kopyaha ang exact word sa author. Pero ang dapat imong kaugalingong pagsabot og pagsulat. Pero wa nay labot ang imong feelings. Mao to tanan ang i-include sa usa ka summary. Next, we will discuss the steps in writing a summary.
Steps in writing a summary. In writing a summary, we follow 6 steps to help us understand and express the main ideas of a text clearly. First is read the text carefully. So you must fully understand or imo pang sabton og maadyo ang passage or story is about para makatabang og makahibaw sa mga writers sa mga message before you start summarizes. Second is identify the main idea or thesis. So, imong pangitaon ang mga keywords or event that are most important. So, third is pick out key supporting points. So, you choose only the most important details that explain the main idea. Fourth is organize ideas logically. So, imong i-arrange ang ideas in a correct and clear order for easy understanding. Fifth is write in your own words. So, mo use kag ideas in your own way. This shows nga you truly understand the text and are not just copying. And the last one is review and check for accuracy. So, you read your summary again to be sure it is correct, complete, and shorter than the original, and fix any grammar.
So those are the steps in writing a summary. Here is another example of a summary.
Example number 1. Global implications of patent law variation. In his paper, Global Implications of Patent Law Variation, Koji Suzuki said that the world's patent law have a lot of inconsistencies and that this can be a serious problem. In the majority of countries in the world, the first to file for a patent is given to the patent ownership. However, in the United States, patent ownership is given to the inventor directly. In the light of this, the patent ownership can change depending on the country, while the existence of multiple possible patent ownership can cause economic problems. The international tension that it creates is a bigger problem. The United States violates the Paris Convention on Industrial Properties by not recognizing patent ownership in other countries and has prompted the World Intellectual Properties Organization to ask the United States to review its existing patent law principle.
So, in that summary, the author and the title of the text are already present in the first sentence. The thesis is also immediately given, providing a clear guide on how the rest of the summary can be written. It also provides an overview of what else the original text might be talking about. The summary then goes on to talk about the important details of the text, excluding any additional examples and personal opinions, thus succinctly summarizing the original text.
So next, all children learn differently and families' needs vary. In the midst of healthy differences and human change, choose empowers families to access the learning environments that work for them now. School choice recognizes the parents are best positioned to know their child's passion for botany, struggle readings, or penchant for drawing correctly cartoons. And those same parents are best qualified to choose their children's learning environments. National School Choice Week celebrate traditional public charter, magnet, private, online, and home education. We celebrate and support families too, whichever type of school they choose. That's because when families and school bring their gift together, students success. All children deserve to close their school books at the end of each week inspired and equipped to give back. So if you love your school, celebrate it during School Choice Week. If you're searching for a school, be willing to try something new to find the right fit. You might have a green eggs and ham moment, when your child frustration with learning turns into excited, I do love it. So the underlined statement is what the example are discussing and is a supporting sentence to the thesis. For your summary, it is important to add an explanation of this instead of any of the examples above. It is important to mention what the National School Choice Week celebrates since it supports the thesis of the text. However, be careful about including too many details. So, this is the advocacy of the week that state what should be done in support of the thesis. So, it should be included on your summary. So you should include in summary like title, main idea or thesis, important explanation of what the celebration is like school choice week, and advocacy or purpose of like encourage families to find the best learning environment. And you should avoid of too many details, copying sentences word to word and listing all examples. And be a reminder that any information in the summary must be in your own words, short and clear, and focus on the main point, not the details. So that's it. Thank you.
In the introduction of her book, Cultivating Humanity, Nussbaum opens with a quick retelling of Aristophanes' comedy entitled The Clouds. She describes a mock debate in the comedy wherein the values of traditional educations are compared with the newer Socratic methods of education in the debate. All education is described as disciplinary and regimented, dealing more with memorization than exploration. Meanwhile, the script counter of the Socratic argument is with the Socrates. Students will be taught how to think freely and liberally with little need to authority. As the Aristophanes convertism is against the free thinking of Socrates. It is made to look like the Socratic discipline will teach a student how to be rebellious and sex-driven generate. The comedy presents liberal thinking as poisonous to the minds of the youth. Yet, in today's society, as Nussbaum is presenting, it is the prevailing method of learning in America today. With a new rule regarding diversity being implemented in America's system of education, there is now a requirement for students to study non-Western culture, gender issues, and ethnic issues within the United States in implementing these rules. There are now seem to be a focus on diversity and internationalization. Students can no longer remain focused just on their comfort zone, on their familiar local groups. They must reach out and familiarize themselves with other cultures, other kinds of people, and the rest of humanity in general. She concludes her introductions with the argument that yes, schools and universities educate our citizens, and that in being educated, citizens learn to be inquisitive and how to reason. But it should also be so much more educated. Citizens should also learn to be capable of understanding other people's culture. It means more than anything that educated citizens should put their humanity before anything else. This broaden the mind, allows for a better understanding of many different cultures and ethnicities around the world, and eliminate close-minded and narrow points of view. This, Nussbaum states, is more than political correctness. This rather is the cultivation of humanity. What? In this example, the summary includes and even begins with a specific example used in the main text. This is acceptable in the case because a specific example is a concept that is necessary for explaining the primary idea of the original author. She needed to present that example so that she could compare it against ideas about today's education. This shows that there will always be a need for you to dictionary when reading a text with the intention of writing a summary. There are times when an example is needed in order to explain the overarching concept or ideas of the text.
Do's and don'ts in summarizing.
Do's. Use your own words. Focus on the main idea. Include author and title.
Don'ts. Copy directly or no plagiarism. Add opinions or too many examples. Summary or conclusion. A summary shortens a text but keeps its message. Always include author, title, and main idea. Avoid opinions and plagiarism. Summarizing develops clear academic writing skills. Summarizing is not shortening words, it's deepening understanding. The don'ts remind us not to copy directly from the text, to avoid plagiarism, and not to include personal opinions or too many examples. The summary or conclusion explains that a summary should be a shorter, must keep the main message. It should include the author, title, and main idea while avoiding opinions and plagiarism. Summarizing helps develop clear and academic writing skills.
To sum it up, summarizing is not shortening words, it's deepening understanding. That's it for Group 4. Thank you for listening.